This is what happens when you do not add fees to your backtest, and I see this all the time. Another big warning is if you're using TradingView to backtest, there is a lot of repainting issues. So you should look into that as well. So there's those are my big two warnings. Number one, make sure there's fees and slippage. I usually use double the fees to try to account for a little bit of slippage. Let's go ahead and look at these. You can see that the total performance here is 588% here with no fees. But once you add in fees, it drops to 5%. It's crazy because there's 50,000 trades. So if you have a 0.01% fee, like it's going to be a lot over time. If you backtest, fees truly are an edge killer. If you backtest a strategy with misleading or inaccurate fees, you're in for a big disappointment when going live. And that's so, so true. So I just wanted to show you this. And then I wanted to go ahead and read through some of these comments. And then please make sure to add at least spreads and taxes. Yes, dude. You do have taxes and spread slippage. That's exactly what I did. Shocking difference. Especially in, say, Germany, same issue with my strategy. Thanks for pointing that out. If you backtest without accounting for fees, you're almost guaranteed to get wrecked in live trading. It's not even a backtest. I would argue it's not even a backtest if you don't use fees. It's just like, it's stupid. It's just a waste of time. It's killer, he says. I developed my system and make some assumptions on fees incorrectly. My system was consistently profitable over 8 years with a positive Sharp of 45 out of 50 tickers. Okay, sorry. I thought you were saying his Sharp was 45. I was like, damn, B. Okay, I then accounted for spreads and reduced it down to only 12 tickers that are positive Sharp above 1. Despite my system having next to no parameters to overfit, I'm now concerned about overfit on the tickers used. I'm now having to think about the tickers used. I even include slippage. Good job, dude. Without slippage and fees, I have 30 plus winning strats. With stoppage or with slippage and fees, 2. That's because slippage, it depends on what market you're trading in. I know crypto, like some of these tokens, there's big slippage, B, and that's hard to account for. So you have to like do something to account for it. Again, I don't know if I do it the right way, but I double the fees in order to account for slippage a bit. And I don't even know if that's good enough sometimes. The process I use to automate my trading starts with research of trading strategies, then you backtest those strategies. You can see here, make sure there are fees included in your backtest. Backtesting.py, you can see down here, fees are usually 0.001, which would be 0.1%. I use 0.2. So I try to give you a backtest here so you can just throw this into AI. But it's very important to account for fees always, always, always. Now, another tricky thing is you're going to want to optimize. And I have an optimizer in here, but be careful. Be careful because you can over optimize. Now, one of my tricks is to use the smallest size possible on a live bot.
I don't care how good you are on anything. You don't have discipline. You ain't nobody.
Right.
You're nothing without discipline. Because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline.
100%.
I mean, discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
Doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. That is a great quote.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can do that, you can be successful in anything.
You normally are.
You normally are, dude. So one of the tricks I use is, okay, well, if it looks good on a backtest, knowing that slippage might be bigger or things just are different in the future, I'm only going to use tiny size to ensure it performs like the backtest. So if they allow me to use $10 size, I will use it. It's crazy. Crazy. Some people will just go full size after a backtest, if they're even backtesting alone. He says, hey, yo, can you use Python with Solana instructions? I reread everything only on the TypeScript. Well, I don't know. You'll have to try it out. I use Python for buying and selling and using Jupyter, but that is using Python, their Python SDK. So can you use it to parse through the instructions? You'll have to find that out, but it doesn't really matter what language anymore, right? Because you know how to use AI. So that's the cool thing is Jane said that to me the other day. I was like, oh man, I don't want to use JavaScript. She's like, dude, you use AI for all your coding. AI knows JavaScript. So hopefully that pushes you the right way. I learned a little bit of TypeScript just because I needed to for Solana a bit. And transactions land better with TypeScript, maybe because it's faster. But I'm interested to hear what you think about that. Let's see. I have barely dabbled in algo trading, but the first time I put together a dead simple strategy and backtested, I was like, holy moly, this is so profitable. I can't believe everyone doesn't do this. Then fees, LMAO. Don't even start. Don't even do your first backtest without fees. It's just not going to be fun for you, dude. A nice noob experience to keep me humble. We all went through this at least once. With so many platforms offering no commissions and fees, why is this even a thing anymore? Slippage. Sure, that's still a thing. When platforms usually offer no commissions, they're usually still a spread on top of slippage. Slippage as well in futures. There's going to be a spread and slippage, and they're getting their fees somewhere, dude. So Robinhood, they don't even allow you to algo trade there. It's crazy. He says, I wouldn't incorporate tax into your math. I am in Canada, so Forex tax is my own responsibility. Is only capital gains at 50% of marginal rate, and I have many shelters at my disposal. Sketch. It helps being in finance, provided there isn't a flat fee. Choose a broker wisely, and it is built into minimum spreads. You can easily compensate as well. Below was my solution. Not gonna read all that, but congrats. In the first case, it's showing a return of 10%. No expert here. But isn't that what you'd get if you just invested and did nothing? Not trying to be rude. Makes sense. 5 minutes. Yeah, dude. Just make sure you use fees. I think that's the end, bro.